I am often asked if I ever eat junk food or pasta or bread or let myself have any high-carb treats. The short answer is yes, I do, now that I am at the stage of maintaining my weight, but it hasn't always been that way. I have been producing videos since 2012. This is a video topic I have never covered on YouTube before, so here we go. So why have I resisted shooting a video on maintaining weight loss? It is not because I want you to think I have a picture-perfect diet. In fact, I don't want you to think that at all because that sounds very rigid and unfun. What's the point of reaching your goal if you can't enjoy what life has to offer? The reason I'm reluctant to do a video on eating for maintenance for such a broad audience is because people hear what they want to hear. No one is immune to this. I do it myself, especially in this age of social media. So if I tell you that I was just at a family party last night and I had a piece of chocolate cake, which I did, some people, not everyone, will say to themselves, well, Becky had cake at the party and she seems fine, so I think I'll have cake. That might be okay, and it might not. It depends on where you are in your weight loss journey, and enjoying a treat is never completely without boundaries. Boundaries are what create freedom, which is counterintuitive, and I will get to setting boundaries in a moment. But before I do, it will pay to step back and get a perspective on losing weight and maintaining that weight loss. To do so, it helps to think of the weight loss journey as preparing for retirement with planned vacations along the way. For instance, if you want to retire at the age of 65, you need to save money throughout your working years. So with every paycheck, a bit of your income goes toward retirement, and eventually that consistent effort pays off and your goal is met. But if life is just work and a savings account, it gets pretty boring. So you plan vacations along the way, with the word plan being important. When I was in my 20s, life was chaotic. To ease the discomfort, I used food. The night was not complete until I had a bowl of ice cream, and sugar was by far my favorite flavor of anything. Put sugar on it and I'd eat it. There were no boundaries. There was no planning. So that, of course, caught up with me. And if you want the full story on how I used boundaries and what I'll call planned diet vacations to lose weight, go to my website and download my free 0123 strategy and watch the videos that come with it. It is what turned my life around in terms of eating. But the reason I share this story about gaining weight in my 20s is because when I first decided that I needed to lose weight, I didn't really want to change my habits. So I would start dieting, and then life would happen and I'd stop. That inconsistent effort never allowed me to reach my goal. It wasn't until I set boundaries that results happened. Now that I am maintaining that weight loss, I'm still using boundaries and planning ahead for treats, just with a bit less structure. Boundaries are needed to lose weight and maintain weight loss because you are trying to achieve something that your body would rather not do. While you may look at excess body fat as a problem, your body looks at it as an asset. To your body, fat is available energy that you carry with you. That is a great thing because when food is not available, survival is not a problem. However, today, food availability is not as widespread of an issue. On top of that, processed foods are highly palatable and contain a mixture of ingredients that stimulate hunger rather than satisfy it. Because of this, there are two maintenance approaches that don't work. First, you cannot go back to your old eating habits and expect to maintain your weight loss. Blame it on the food supply or technology that encourages sedentary lifestyles, but eating without a plan or boundaries is problematic. The second approach makes sense on paper, but is hard to uphold. I'm referring to simply increasing your daily calorie and/or carbohydrate intake. While this can work, it requires a lot of discipline and constant tracking to ensure your calories and carbs are not creeping up too much. Again, this works, but most people are looking to lower their workload when they reach maintenance. That lower workload is achieved by creating the 3 E's. For long-term success, your way of eating must be easy to follow, enjoyable, and effective. I call those my 3 E's, and I help people in my 40-day diet reset program build them as they are losing weight, so the transition to maintenance feels natural. If you've lost weight on your own, you can still be successful in maintenance by setting up the boundaries that lead to these 3 E's. So let's go over those. Diets are projects that require a lot of focus and effort. When you reach your goal, you want to be able to loosen the reins without gaining weight back. You can do that by creating a way of eating that is easy to follow. One key to creating an easy-to-follow maintenance diet is always having convenient low-carb meals available. I cook from scratch most days of the week, but there are days when I just don't have time. For those days, I need to have something appropriate on hand that can get on the dinner table in minutes. For this video, I literally opened my freezer and pulled out quick meals that we had on hand. You'll see that we have packaged meats from Costco with very few added ingredients. We have frozen vegetables that we can get on the table in minutes, and I have leftover low-carb meals that we can heat and eat. So it takes some planning, but I always have healthy, low-carb, easy-to-prepare meals on hand. The flip side of that is that there are also easy-to-prepare, high-carb meals. If you start fudging that boundary line by buying a frozen pizza, ice cream, or cookies, you'll make maintenance much harder. You don't want those foods to become ordinary again, but that doesn't mean they can never be enjoyed again. This brings us back to that initial question. Do I ever eat cake or pizza or a treat of some sort? Whenever I get a question like that, I feel that there is an underlying fear. That fear is that I'm going to go through all of this effort to lose weight and then be miserable because I can never enjoy the fun foods of life. Now, I know some of you will bristle at how I'm using the term fun foods. I agree that these refined and processed treats bring long-term consequences that are no fun at all. Unfortunately, just knowing that fact doesn't suddenly make them look yucky. Some people can say that junk food makes them feel so bad that they are happy to never eat it again. For others, that feels too scary and too hard to maintain. In my approach to maintenance, high-carb, refined treats can be enjoyed when they are kept special, not ordinary. Make that your boundary. Put another way, have a plan for when you'll eat them. Don't just eat them because they are there. For example, having a piece of birthday cake at your friend's party is special. Buying a cake at the grocery store because it looked good as you were walking past it is ordinary. Grandma's cornbread stuffing at Thanksgiving is special. The bread basket at the restaurant is ordinary. And I will also add that eating a healthy low-carb diet is truly enjoyable. The meals you can make at home satisfy hunger, and it is easy to eat at restaurants. You get to enjoy the convenience of restaurant foods and leave the restaurant feeling good, not bloated, and ready for a nap. The last E of the 3E approach to maintaining weight loss is effective. So you can see from what I've mentioned that I haven't abandoned low-carb dieting to return to my previous high-sugar diet. If I did, I would gain fat. Instead, by putting the focus on making this way of eating easy to follow and enjoyable, the effective E falls into place. However, staying effective requires monitoring and a willingness to tighten things up as needed. You don't know if you are truly maintaining weight loss unless you monitor your weight. Now, there is a difference between body weight and body fat. Body weight is easy to monitor because you simply step on a bathroom scale. However, it will fluctuate more day to day than body fat. So you can argue that tracking your body fat percentage is the best route. If that is not available to you, make a schedule and check your weight or check how your clothing fits weekly or monthly. Now, you can monitor daily if you desire, but I find that while in maintenance, weekly or monthly check-ins help you to put weight control in a comfortable place where it remains important but takes up less mind space, which is very freeing. If your weight is creeping up, you can tighten up your diet by tracking your food intake for 1 week. This can be as simple as grabbing a tablet and writing down the calories and carbohydrate grams of the foods you eat, or using an online nutrition tracking tool. That 1 week of peaked awareness is typically enough to recall and dial in the food choices and quantities that work best for you. Weight loss requires boundaries and planning. Maintaining your weight loss requires the same things, but you can loosen the reins. The secret is to create the 3 E's by always having convenient low-carb meals on hand, allowing treats but keeping them special, not ordinary, and monitoring your weight or how your clothes feel to catch problems when they are small and easy to rein in. If you are at the stage of maintenance, congratulations. I hope you found this video helpful. If you are still in the weight loss phase and you'd like to learn more about setting boundaries at work, I encourage you to download my 0123 strategy and watch the videos that walk you through how to get the most out of this strategy. It is already in use by more than 200,000 people, and you'll find everything by going to drbeckyfitness.com/free. Thank you for watching. If this video was helpful, please share it with your community and click the subscribe button to join my community. Have a great rest of your day.